What's going on, y'all? It's your man ES the Herman Star back again with another video. Before I get started, that smudge, I don't know what's going on. I do apologize, even though it's not my fault. It's Apple's fault. But I do apologize if that smudge is causing a bit of issues. I don't think it's the end of the world, to be honest with you, as long as you can still hear me. And you can still see me for the most part. It's not that bad. But turn your head if you need to listen to this episode or this video without looking. But I'm here to do the autumn/spring equinox for the sign of Aquarius, my high risers, my rising sign. That's my nickname for y'all, high risers. So for those who are just, I don't know. Anyways, someone made a comment the other day, and I feel like, really, first of all, if you're going to listen to people speak, I'm glad you're checking out my videos. But I made a comment, right? Side note, okay? I made a comment, and it was for like a Taurus reading, right? So I call Taurus my moon babies because that's my moon sign. Simple as that. But someone tried to say that, pretty much tried to claim that I don't know what I'm talking about because Cancer is the sign that's ruled by the moon and not Taurus. I know that. When I call the Taurus folks my moon babies, it's not because I'm saying they're ruled by the moon. It's because it's my moon sign, and the moon babies just sounds like a cute nickname. So that's why I call the Taurus my moon babies. It's really that simple. You see, how nicknames work is it's up to the person who gives the nickname to the individual to give the meaning as to that name. It's not up to your interpretation. You might have a nickname for Tauruses or Aquariuses or whatever. That is your reasoning. If I were to hear your nickname, if you do have nicknames for any other sign, it'd be dumb of me to question why. I mean, you can question, but it would be dumb of me to say you're wrong for having that nickname when it's a nickname you, one, created for them, and two, you gave them that nickname for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, people out there, you look foolish when you are not listening to people for the sake of listening to what they have to say, but only listening to people for the sake of trying to make them foolish by claiming they said something they didn't say. Anyways, I just had to get that out there. I'm sorry. What up, Aquarius? My high risers, because that's my nickname for y'all. But we're doing a reading for the like I said, the equinox, the autumn/spring equinox. So I'm looking down at my notes for those who want to know what the equinox symbolizes, what it means. It's pretty much maintaining a balance within your life, within your relationships. But depending on where you live in the world, it's going to be a focus on it. The overall focus is still balanced, but it's going to be a different type of balance. For example, if you're living in the northern hemisphere like myself, so if it's getting where it's colder, it's cooling off a bit, so autumn, winter-ish, if you're living in the northern hemisphere, this is not only a period of reflection, but how you're going to show up in regards to your relationships. Now, your relationships can symbolize your romantic relationships, friendships, family dynamics, whatever the relationship is. This is the time to audit those relationships. Now, audit sounds like a bad thing to some folk, but what I'm saying is take a deep look at what has been working, what isn't working. In other words, what is in balance and what is out of balance. And when you take that look, then look into what do you want to be in balance? How can you personally make these things more of balance, okay? And even the stuff that is in balance, look at it from the standpoint of how can you keep them in balance and how can you improve on them so the balance can be stronger, so there's a less likelihood of that thing not being in balance. So that's something you can do with, again, all types of your relationships. Okay, if you are single though and you're someone who is, you desire romantic relationships but you don't have one now, this is still the time for you to look at how you're going to show up within your next relationship. Look at your past, look at what has worked, look at what hasn't worked, look at areas within past relationships where you felt that there was an imbalance, and then look at how you can make sure that that is in balance within your next future relationship. Look at things that were in balance. What do you want to carry over from those past relationships? Simply because it didn't work out and it's a past for a reason doesn't mean that there weren't good things that were in balance that you could take from that relationship and implement them into your next relationship. So that's stuff that you can do. Again, that is more so of a focus for the folks who are in the northern hemisphere. If you are in other parts of the world outside of the northern hemisphere, it is the spring equinox for you. So you lucky MFers got the spring weather going on right now. The heat, the nice, the beautifulness. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got going on right now. But it's also about, again, it's also about balance and, pretty much renewal, rejuvenation, and how you are going to be being led essentially by authenticity. Okay, how you're going to show up within the world. This isn't necessarily a focus on a specific relationship, but more so how you are going to show up within the world at large. Don't put a relationship title on the world, just the world at large, how you're going to show up. But also, it can be a situation where if you do find yourself you're like, Ernest, I already show up as myself. You can still think about how you're going to balance out how you can I'm not going to say tone yourself down, but don't be too much of a self-absorbed individual to where you're like, let's just say I used this example in the last reading I did when I was reading to Virgo. So if you got Virgo in your chart, go ahead and watch that, or if you just want to cross watch. But I used the example of someone who is in a work meeting and then they just let out a loud fart, right? And obviously no one wants to smell your stank. No one wants to hear that, smell that. It's just disgusting. But then you're like, I'm just being myself. This is me. I had to fart, so I had to respect myself. I mean, you can get up, go to the bathroom. Like, don't be uncustomary. Like, don't tone yourself. Like, don't put on airs and act like someone you're not. You know what I'm saying? But if you are a very flatulent type of person, you fart a lot, get up, go to the bathroom, get your fart offs, get back to business. You know what I'm saying? Like, do that. Just things that you have a balance of following, I guess, custom rules, and also not going far to the left or the right to the point where you're just totally being someone you're not, being too corporate in a sense. People who change their voice up, start laughing a different way, none of that shit. But, what I'm saying? That's someone who is out of balance. You can be yourself, but still be professional. You know what I'm saying? And if yourself is someone who farts out loud or burps out loud or, does nasty stuff out loud, again, you have to understand if you're alone and you want to do that, that's all you. But, there's a time and a place, and balance is a great definition of, a time and a place for things. So that is of that. Let's get right into your reading, Aquarius. Once again, sun, moon, or rising. A high riser in Aquarius like me. Wherever it is in your chart, this is for you. Just, one more formality before we get into the reading. If you would like a personal reading from me, you are able to book one. But you have to email me. Jeez, this is almost like my reading. Okay. Interesting. 3 out of the, I think, 5 cards from the last reading, but you know what? Let's pick up 2 more, just cause. Okay. As I was saying before, all right, just to add a little bit of difference, I guess. But if you want a personal reading from me, you're able to do so. You can find my email in the description box below. But just be wary that there are scammers out there in this community, unfortunately. I don't think any of them are impersonating me, but for safe measures, I still feel the need to mention that if there is one impersonating me, it is a fake. So if someone does reach out to you via email or social media claiming to be me, it is a fake. I would never reach out to you anywhere. Okay? Only way we'll get in touch is, only the way we'll keep in touch is via email. And the only way we will set up a personal reading is if you reach out to me first. So let's start off with your reading, Aquarius. Oh man, this is somewhat of an overlapping with the Virgo. You might have Virgo in your chart somewhere. You might be a Virgo sun like me and an Aquarius rising like myself. Hey twin, ooh. But anyways, you have the 3 of Wands in reverse. So again, if you haven't checked out the last Virgo reading I just did, it was literally the upload before this upload. So go look at that. I don't think it's about the same thing, or that was somewhat of a love reading. But this is, to me, it's looking like a work reading ish. But this is frustrations, obstacles, lack of foresight. So you not necessarily having faith. And because you're not having faith in something, again, I believe this has something to do with your career. This might be a career reading for you ish, that you're growing frustrated, and I think that with the Temperance in reverse, that you find yourself giving too much to this certain career, right? Now you're probably doing a lot at work, where this is also the card of desperation. So you're doing a lot of work, right? And you're hoping at least that the extra work that you're doing, the excessive work, because this is excessiveness as well, the excessive work that you're doing is going to yield results that you want. Like the results of the last 2 cards that you have here. But honestly, I think that the universe wants you to leave that job. Put an end to it. Put it into that job, that career, maybe go into a different field, because it seems as though if you stay in it, you're just going to continue to grow frustrated, and things are just going to continue to keep falling for you. Because after the Tower happens, you have the 7 of Pentacles. So you have invested more so in yourself, your personal happiness, in a sense. Now, again, Pentacles represent money, but I'm going to say that this is, an emotional investment as well, probably more so than a financial investment. Where and it could be a financial investment too. It could be you were staying at that job and doing the most because they may have paid well. The pay was good, but it wasn't necessarily good for your soul, and no matter how good the pay was, you had to put an end to it, but you did at least save up, a good amount of money to sustain yourself right now, and to possibly invest. And now you're just in a mode of waiting for those investments to grow. You're being patient about it. So glad to see that again, especially after the Tower card, because whatever that situation is, it had to end. Your last card is the King of Pentacles. So this is prosperity. This is leadership. This is kindness as well. So you will be prosperous after this Tower ending. And like I said, after that Tower, things go up for you. But if you stay at this, and that's what I'm going to say, if you stay at this job, because it just seems as though like it's a career reading for some reason, because the aspect of money, and that smudge, by the way, again, like I said, I do apologize. And my left hand is the Three of Wands in reverse, if it's hard to tell, and my right hand, or at least left hand on the camera is the Temperance in reverse. Right hand on the camera is the Three of Wands, not bad, in reverse. I forgot camera angles is different. Listen, guys, bear with me. I apologize. But anyways, I'm saying it's a career-ish, or it's work-related, not necessarily like a relationship, love-related reading for you in regards to this equinox, is because of the Pentacles cards being present, money being present, more so than the other stuff or anything that would symbolize a personal relationship or a romantic relationship, right? So how this is in relation to the message of the equinox, again, autumn and spring equinox, you need to value yourself more. Like, it might seem cliche because I feel like I told Cancer that, and that was the video I just uploaded that as well. But you need to value yourself more, but in the sense of your career. You are in an imbalance right now where you are doing a lot for this job or this company. Even if it's not a totally career change, it's just a simple, you left this business, but you're still in the same career, but you just left this certain company, right? Even if it's not a total career change, you're still at a place, job, career, whatever the case is, that occupation is, that there's an imbalance. And that imbalance is you're doing a lot and you're not necessarily being appreciated for it. Hey, it might be a situation where you're doing a lot and you're not being compensated for the work that you're doing. But then after you leave the place, then you are properly compensated for the work that you've been doing by someone else. So, yeah, high risers, Aquarius, I'm glad to see that for you. Take it however it resonates. If you want a personal reading, you're able to do so. Once again, just look in the description box below and you'll be able to email me, book one if you are interested. Just remember that I will never email you. And I would never message you on social media. Again, that smudge, it's bothering me, but I do apologize. Anyways, yeah, I would never reach out to you asking you for a personal, if you want one, or if you want any other type of service. I don't offer any other type of service other than the personal reading. So it's like, yeah, if they offer anything else, putting spells on people. I've heard people say things. I've heard some crazy stuff, yo. So yeah, be wary, be aware, and don't fall for it. All right. Until next time, until next video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you'll see me when you see me. Peace out.